Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are when you find this. I am Jen Ross from Spiritually Savage, and today I'm going to do a collective reading just to kind of check the energy. I feel like we're in a very big grieving period right now. After this full moon in Capricorn last week, the collective energy over the weekend is one of like a lot of trauma responses, a lot of triggers coming out. I'm seeing a lot of people just, just responding instead of, you know, it's just like the gut response, like the fight or flight, the lizard brain kind of taking over. And I think part of that is because we're letting go of those things. We are grieving who we used to be, and these things are just coming up in mass as we just release them out. Lots of tears this weekend, not for me, but for many of my clients, many of you on my socials and stuff like that, letting me know that you've been grieving a ton, that it's all just coming out. And I say, let that shit out. You don't want that shit staying inside. There's no room for it anymore. Just let it out. And it doesn't matter if you don't even know why you're crying, because your soul is taking care of things and trying to get you to release them that is not even conscious. It's stuff that you don't even need anymore. It's stuff sometimes that you've already dealt with and you just didn't, move it out. We all have things in our house that we don't want anymore. We just haven't thrown it out yet. We haven't given it to Goodwill. And that's kind of how our conscious and subconscious mind is too. We have things that we don't care about anymore. We've worked through, we don't need. We just haven't moved them out of our house yet. We haven't moved them out of our body yet. We haven't taken the time to just push it out to the trash. And so that's what your soul is doing this weekend. Also, we're in a grieving period. Like, don't take this lightly. You're grieving the life that you thought you would have by now. You're grieving the life that you wanted or you thought you wanted. You're grieving the life that you wanted as the unhealed you, and realizing that that wasn't the life you wanted. You may have even had it for a while. I'm seeing a lot of relationships that have been together for a decade or more breaking up in the last few months. But this weekend, I saw it on a real personal level with a lot of personal friends that these relationships are literally. And on the other hand, there's big life transitions. On the other hand, I have some friends this week that are having a baby. I have some friends that just got engaged. I have, you know, big life transitions, but a lot of them have had these horrible relationships or things that they've dealt with over the last 2 or 3 years, and now they've closed that cycle out and are beginning a new cycle. So if you're going through these tower moments where you're grieving and letting go of everything, and you've had these relationships fall apart, these jobs fall apart, your homes taken or whatever, I want to challenge you to be grateful. It's really hard in those situations to understand that that's happening for you. And normally, when a door closes, it's because the universe is trying to protect you, or it's trying to tell you, stop, this is not for you. And it's going to lead to death and destruction, a life of waste. And I'd much rather have the universe chastise me and blow my entire life up than my entire life be wasted and me live in pain. There's a whole lot of difference between just existing and living. And one of my missions is to help people understand when they're settling and they're just existing, because so many people live with so many questions in their head. And one of the things I tell people is life is about finding those question marks and turning them into exclamation points. You go from oh to oh. And that's exactly what life is about, is taking those question marks and turning them into something amazing and going, I'm so glad that I pursued that and was curious and tried to find out why that was showing up in my life, why that was in the back of my mind, why I'd always wanted this. Okay, so let's talk about what we have to look forward to here as we go into July for the collective. And I'm going to tell you that sometimes my twin flamers don't want to watch the collective readings. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't want to watch the collective readings, you're not seeking your mission. You're only seeking the surface level 3D romantic relationship. Here's the reason. As twins, our whole entire mission is to raise the collective consciousness. And if you don't know what the collective is feeling, then how are you relating? How are you understanding? I also want you to understand that you're part of the collective and that you need to be listening to what you should be working on, because you are the important piece in this. You cannot force your twin to work on anything, but you can work on things within yourself, and that nudges them to move forward because your energy gets too far away from them. And then they push forward. It also helps you to help them, because twins are not two halves of the same whole. They are one soul owned by two bodies. You are not half, you are whole. Okay? So you working on your issues works on their issues too. If you're two people and you own one house, that doesn't mean you have half the house and the other person has half the house. You both have a whole house. But if you need to fix the sink, if one of you fixes the sink, the other one doesn't need to fix the sink. Do you understand? So what I'm telling you is work on your house. It still works on their house. All right? Okay, let's talk about the collective right now, because you are the collective. I am the collective. We are all the collective. And let's talk about where the collective energy is right now and moving forward into July. Here we go. This is exactly where we are. Letting go, the grieving process. See, I love it when I tell you guys something and then spirit backs me up. It's really funny because sometimes I'll have friends or my clients I'll say something to in the morning, and then they'll watch another reader and they'll go, oh my God, that reader said the same exact thing you did. Or, you know, they'll see something later on that told them the same thing. They'll hear a song that said the same thing that I said earlier. They'll, you know, see a commercial or something like that, a billboard, something that lets them know that what I said was accurate. And that is just the universe bringing you the information that you need and fortifying it, backing it up. You know, it's like asking multiple opinions. It's input from the universe to just remind you that that's what this is. It's time to let go. Just let that grieving process see through, do your thing, and push forward. But you've got to take this time to self-care and to heal and to grieve that out. Let it out, because that grief, the stuff that is taking up space inside of you, it needs to go so that you have room for the other stuff that is coming. This is about building strength. I love the imagery on this because this is the ancient oak spirit. It's strength. By the way, this is the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. It's a newer deck. So if you're looking at the cards are incredibly beautiful. So if you're interested in that, that's where that is. The strength card is amazing. And it's beautiful, like imagery that really just helps you reflect. It's like a tree. It's sturdy, it's stable, it's in the ground, it has firm roots. And that's what we're building right now, is growing our roots, firming up our roots, like putting down roots. You know, some of us are being uprooted right now. And that is because we were never supposed to be in that soil in the first place. We were never supposed to be in that spot in the first place. But we were wandering around and we were like, I want to put down roots. Here's as good as any. We didn't know what we wanted. And right now we're in that grieving process, and we have to forgive ourselves for not knowing what we didn't know in those moments. We have to forgive ourselves for acting out of trauma responses and out of fear of being alone, fear of not having a job, fear of not being able to take care of ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for not trusting ourselves, our intuition, and having faith in the universe to take care of us, because our safety is within us. It is not without. Okay? Safety is within us. Hold on, let me let the dog get settled. All right. And so we need to be stable and sturdy like the tree. The next one is the thicket of thorns. It's your uncertainty. That's where we all are. Some of us have had a plan and a path our whole life, and we're terrified to not know what's next. Not knowing what's next is where faith and trust come in. It's learning to listen to your own internal voice. It's learning to listen to your soul. It's learning to find your purpose and listen to the universe and trust that the universe has you. Okay? Everything that is happening for you, not to you. Okay? And by the way, I do one-on-one coaching. I do group coaching. So if these are things, if you're trying to learn to stop hearing that overthinking and stuff and really just listen to your soul and trust it, it's a very important thing. It is the most important thing that you can learn in this life, is to trust yourself and trust your intuition, because your soul speaks with clarity, no fear, and no doubt. It's your brain that kicks in and gives you all the reasons why you can't do those things. Your brain gives you all those things and tries to talk you out of it. Your soul never speaks with fear. It doesn't have any fear. It knows how the outcome is going to be, and it knows it's going to be amazing. It knows that you were taken care of, and it knows what your soul agreed to before you got here. So it's us that is remembering, and we cannot remember why our brain is screaming at us and giving us a million excuses and reasons why we cannot push forward. Your brain will never try to talk you out of something that your brain has recommended. Your brain is always going to try to talk you out of where your soul nudgings are. So if you're trying to learn how to shut that, overthinking brain off, you might want to hit me up and we can talk about how to do that and how to learn to listen to your soul without question. 5-second decisions. As soon as something happens, my soul tells me immediately, and I go, no, because if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Your soul only speaks in yes, no, go, stay. It does not give you reasons. You know why? Because your soul's not going to try to talk you into anything, not going to try to talk you out of anything. It wants faith. It wants trust. It wants you to learn to trust yourself. So let's talk about what July is going to bring. Messages for the collective about what July is bringing in for us. Where is all this uncertainty going? And tell us about the things that it's bringing in. Sorry, the dog is very restless this morning. Apologize if it's shaking. These cards are beautiful too. They are the Light Seer Tarot. So they're incredibly beautiful. Okay. So we're looking at the Eight of Pentacles, but your Eight of Pentacles is reversed. I love the Eight of Pentacles in this deck because you can see that the Eight of Pentacles is the moon phases. It's like we've been through so many things. We've been through so many things. We've been through so many phases. And now with it being reversed, it's like we're seeking shortcuts. We're like, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, and I just want this to be over. How do I jump ahead? Fuck this part. I don't want to do it. I'm tired of doing it. I'm exhausted and I just want to jump ahead. So it's seeking shortcuts. You can't have these shortcuts. Okay? You can't. You can rest. You can, you can rest and you can learn to cultivate peace within yourself, but you cannot have these shortcuts. And the reason I say this is because you're going to skip over what you need here in the end to achieve what it is that you want. Also, if you are a twin and you're looking for a union, you can't have these shortcuts because you can't skip over the part that your twin needs to learn in order for physical union to happen. Okay, so just stay strong in what you're doing and stay the course. It's almost over. We're in the last push. Take a big breath. Okay, a lot of women in labor think that they can't make it through the last push. You have to. You don't have a choice. You can't skip over that last push and the baby just fall out. It's not how it works. You have to do that part. Okay. 10 of Swords is your next one. Swords are truth. We've talked about this a million times. It's living your truth, coming into your truth. It is painful endings, cutting off what is not for you. This is what I was talking about. Your quote unquote tower moments where it's like I'm cutting off this relationship that doesn't serve me anymore, these friendships that don't serve me anymore, these toxic family situations that don't serve me anymore. Moving, this place doesn't serve me anymore. Whatever it is that does not serve you anymore, get rid of it, because it's taking up space where something better needs to be. Okay. Something better is coming and you don't have room for it. So it is this opportunity right now to heal the last little bit. Find that deep healing, dig down deep and say, is there anything else left in there that is keeping me from fully embracing this? Because I don't want to do all this work and there be that one speck in there that keeps everything from locking into place. It keeps this puzzle piece from not fitting. Okay. You don't want to do all that work and it get derailed, because right now, you know, your page of wands is reversed, which means you are waiting on information that inspires you. You are waiting on this, you know, your pages are information, they're truth coming to light. They are, you know, messages being brought, and you feel like you're waiting on the thing to move forward, to be able to go, yes, it finally is happening. You're waiting on that last piece of the puzzle, that last bit of information, and you feel like it's not coming, and you're like, where the hell is it? And we've got to do this work, cutting things off. You cannot do the shortcut. So the universe has us in a holding pattern right now, not because it's stalling you, not because you're stuck, not because you haven't been doing the work. It's like, there's just a little bit more. We're almost there. The last one is, or the next one is the moon in reverse. And this is, again, it's the shadow work. It's your triggers that are coming up. It's the things about yourself that you don't want to look at, that you don't want to address. Some of these things are really coming up in mass, and you want to point at other people and blame them. You want to point at your twin and blame them. You want to point at other people in your circle and blame them. You want to point at your partner that you're leaving and blame them. It's time to gather up what's ours, take responsibility, take accountability for our part in things, and really face those parts of us that we feel like are undesirable. This is the work. This love and light spirituality that we have going on is not spirituality. It's fluff and it's bullshit and it's a smokescreen and it's a mask. And it's not true to humanity or to your soul, because your soul wants you to do the work, and the work is messy. It is not always happy. It is not always fluffy. It is not fluffy at all, because your soul wants you to actually do the work. And facing yourself is going to be the hardest thing that you will ever have to do. I'm here to tell you that I don't care if you think you're a shaman, you think you're a healer, you think you're an empath. You are not here to heal other people. Your soul has you here to heal yourself. If your journey inspires other people to start to heal themselves, that's amazing. I'm a coach. I do not heal other people. I hold the map. I talk to them. I point at things. I'm a guide. That's it. They have to do the work. I'm not healing anybody. That's it. All I do is hold the light. And they determine what work they're going to do. They determine the healing. It's on them. It's not my job to heal them. It's not my job to want anything for you that you don't want for yourself. It's also not my job to try to force it, or to be super emotionally attached to it and upset when you don't do it. You know why? Because your soul agreed to this journey. Why am I wasting time getting upset about the steps your soul already agreed to and knew? This is what you needed in order to get where you're going. Why am I trying to micromanage that? I'm not. I'm just here as a guide. That's it. And we need to stop pointing at other people and saying, my life would be different if this person. No, your life would be different if that person was cut off, if you walked away, if you took accountability for your part in this situation. Okay? Just because a person is your spouse, just because a person is your child, just because a person is your family member, does not give them the right to take you out of integrity. You know, I saw a meme the other day that says, I don't want people around that take me out of my character. I want to remind you, nobody can take you out of your character but you. If you're allowing these people on the outside to take you out of your character, then that's a you problem. That's not a them problem. Got me? Everything in this life is about you. Pull your shit together, accept it, take accountability, take responsibility, start living your fucking life. Okay? The last card is your Ace of Wands reversed. It's your inspiration. It's exactly what you're waiting on. It's coming. It's trying to come in, but we have to have this last little push. You cannot have the baby until the labor comes. You can't. The baby will not show up without the labor. All right? So you have got to do the labor. Stop expecting somebody else to do the labor for you. Stop expecting other people to change their lives to suit you. That's toxic. Just so you know, if you're wanting everybody to change their lives to eggshell around you or to change their lives to fit you, that's you trying to control. It's also you not doing the work and wanting other people to do the work for you. So right now we're in a taking accountability phase. We are in a understanding that this is our work and for nobody else, and accepting that and wanting to do the work. And if you don't want to do the work, you just have to understand that it's not other people's problem. It's yours. Okay? Your life is nobody else's responsibility but your own. Absolutely. We don't have the right to anything. Nothing. This life is all about following your purpose, and everything that happens in your life has been orchestrated in order to help you get to your purpose. And if that's something that you're looking for, you don't know what your purpose is and you're looking for it and seeking, and you feel like you've just kind of sleptwalked through your entire life and settled and did what other people expected you to do, or what you had taught yourself was what you should expect to do, then that's something you should look into. I am taking on private readings right now. I am still taking on private coaching clients. I only see a very few during the month because I like to focus on you. I don't see hundreds. I just normally take about 10 private clients because I really want to focus and pour into you what you need. So you can access that information and that stuff down below, and schedule private readings and also interviews for coaching. So let go, move forward. This is the last big push. You have to do the labor. You have to. The baby is not coming without it. So, and just so you realize, you know, if you refuse to push, or if your body refuses to push, then the baby still has to be born. So then an intervention has to happen, like a C-section or something like that. So it's still going to happen. Just don't make it more damaging than it needs to be. Lean in and do the work. All right. Love you and happy that you're here. Please subscribe and share these videos with people that you love and think that they need them. We're building up the channel. This is a brand new channel. I literally just started posting on it a couple of weeks ago. So please build us up so that everybody can hear the message. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.